Boom, guys, I think I'm 4 minutes late. It's a Sunday. The only reason I came to the office, I must tell you, is I came to receive a consignment, some t-shirts that we need to use on the campaign trail. And so I met the guys that sort of put that together, and while I was here, and I'm still here at the office, as soon as I'm done with this broadcast, I'm getting in my car and I'm going straight home. It's going to be a busy month. If we get adopted, we're going to hit the ground already. We're grounded. We are literally grounded in terms of hitting the pavement. I'll get it right in a moment. You know, I've noticed, guys, tell me, I've got the little lapel mic here, and what I want to do is to make sure that I'm loud and clear. So I need you to tell me that. It's not going to happen by spontaneous combustion. It's not going to happen by osmosis. It's going to happen because it's deliberate. So, and I shan't keep you long. I won't. Go ahead and tell me in the comments. You know, I was watching the happenings over there in South Africa. It's really sad what goes on in that country. I mean, if black South Africans knew the history that other countries played in their history, they wouldn't do half of the stuff they do. If black South Africans knew, I remember very clearly, and I've told this story before, I've shared it several times. Back in the 80s, this was pre-South Africa's independence, before South Africa's independence, during the time of apartheid. We used to have lots of South African students. I went to school with many South African students. In fact, the man that taught us mathematics, he was from South Africa. Not Mr. Ndui. I forget his name now. Mr. Ndui was our geography teacher, and I think Mr. Ndui passed away. But this South African was our math teacher. He was a very light-skinned, very big, burly man. You know, he had lots of girth to him. I'll never forget. I went to school with Michael Vergeer. I don't know if you guys know who Michael Vergeer is. He was my classmate, and Michael, I don't know what he had said, and the math teacher was trying to quiet Michael down. Okay, this was when I was in Form 5, grade 12. And Michael said something, and I think he spoke back at the teacher, the math teacher. And I'll never forget this black South African math teacher, light-skinned man. He turned around and just slapped Michael Vergeer across his face. It was so loud that everybody heard it. And during break time, people in the next class were asking us, what was that slap we heard? You know, of course, this was back in the day when a teacher did that and they wouldn't really get in trouble. Now there'd be a huge lawsuit, you know. But the reason I brought that up was to demonstrate to you that we helped a lot of black South Africans. They sought refuge here. Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, our first president, facilitated an environment where black South Africans felt safe when they were here. I'll never forget, I was at a filling station with my father. He was driving. I was a young man then. I think I was about 15 or 16 years old. And we were at the filling station at Northmead filling station. And a group of black South Africans walked past. And you could tell, I mean, of course I can tell now, But in those days, I couldn't really tell the difference between a black South African and a Zambian. Of course, now I can do that. My father could tell, and he said to me, he says, you see those people there? They're from South Africa. Be kind to them. Be welcoming to them. They are seeking independence from apartheid. Black Zambian parents taught us that. Now, fast forward to 2026, where you've got black South Africans killing other Africans in their country. It's the most ridiculous thing. Look, hey, I'm the first one to tell you, I'm against illegal immigrants. I think that illegal immigrants are a cancer in any society. But if a foreigner is there legally, they pay their taxes, they are a legal resident of that country, leave them alone. You can't I mean, the videos that I'm seeing now are the most horrendous videos I have ever seen in my life. How in the world do you have a simple black South African walking around asking people about their immigration status? They're not immigration officers. They're not lawyers. They're nothing. They're just black South Africans. So how do you walk up to another black person, whether they be from Ghana, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Zambia, just because you're black South African? What gives you the right to walk up to a person for you to be the judge, jury, and executioner and begin to ask a black person their immigration status? Something you will never do. You will never ask a Chinese man what his immigration status is. All those white South Africans that are holding your country's economy in their hands. 80% of South Africa's economy is in the hands of white South Africans. And here it is, you walking around trying to kill Zimbabweans, trying to kill Ghanaians, trying to kill Nigerians, trying to kill Congolese, trying to kill us. In the name of what? That we're stealing your jobs? Well, first of all, you're lazy as hell in your own country. The reason those Zimbabweans are taking over those jobs is because you jokers don't want to do those jobs. You don't. You feel too high and mighty to do it. And South Africa has spoiled you guys. You get housing, you get free housing. When you have children, the government pays you for that. Honey, we don't have that over here. You come to Zambia, when you have babies, you're going to have to pay for them. The government's not going to take care of your babies. But over there in South Africa, you've got this crazy, twisted way of thinking. And then you turn around and then start blaming us for your woes. When you know good and hell well, the reason the jobs are being taken away from you is because you're lazy as hell. You can't do those jobs. Why? Because you're too lazy in your own country, in your own territory. You know what you guys are doing? You're just looking for an excuse to kill people. That's all it is. I've seen these videos. You are just looking for an excuse to kill black people. You've got a problem with other black people. You don't have a problem with the Chinese. You don't have a problem with the white Boers. You don't have a problem with white South Africans. What you're saying, this is what black South Africa says. Are you ready? Tell me you're ready, because, I'll tell you, I'm sick and tired of these videos circulating on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. I'm sick and tired of it. You black South Africans are beginning to adopt the mantra. If you're white, all right. If you're black, step back. What kind of craziness is that? On your own continent? If you're white, all right. But if you're black, step back. You black South Africans have lost your minds. I agree. I echo Julius Malema when he says a black South African will attack a Nigerian who has provided and created 100 black jobs. But the same black South Africans are not going to attack a white South African because he's created jobs. You're a bunch of jealous people is what you are. You're crazy. You've lost your minds. You don't know your left from your right. And somebody needs to tell you. And I'll tell you something else, Black South Africa. I'll tell you something else. If the white Boers in South Africa, because first of all, you done run that country into the ground. Let's start there. Here it is. You've got all these black South Africans running around the street talking about how our jobs are being stolen. You let a situation come about where white South Africans decide to leave the territory of South Africa. Already you have run that nation into the ground. But if the white South Africans decide to leave your country and leave it to you, South Africa will be a joke. It'll be a shadow of itself. It'll limp. Listen, it won't even have a voice. You bunch of self-righteous people. That's what you are, self-righteous. And somebody needs to tell you. Oh, I remember a time when I'd go to South Africa and I'd walk around thinking, oh, look at this country. Look at how beautiful it is. Not anymore. You jokers done run it into the ground. It's a shadow of its former self, is what it is. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself when you go around killing other black people just because they're black. Listen, if they're an illegal immigrant, let immigration deal with it. If they don't have the papers, let immigration do it. If they're in trouble with the law, let the lawyers do it. Let law enforcement do their job. You can't walk around black South African streets just because you're black South African. You can't walk around, approach people and ask them their immigration status because you're black. How the hell is that going to work? Come on, man. Come on, man. What, Johannesburg, downtown Johannesburg? It's a mess. Downtown Johannesburg? You know why it's a mess? Because you black South Africans have taken it over. It's a mess. And somebody needs to tell you. I mean, I don't want to go there anymore. I mean, you know, I remember a time when I would be excited about going to South Africa. Not anymore, honey. I'll think twice before I go to that country. They might lynch you over there. They might chop your head off. I'd rather stay here in my own country. Now, if that's the attitude black South Africans, you know, this is the thing. Black South Africans have this thing where they say, go back to your country. Your country. And that's the other thing that just drives me nuts. Black South Africans can't say country. They say country. Did you guys even go to school, you jokers? It's country, it's not country. Go back to your country. Yeah, it's good and dandy for you to say that. Go back to your country. So how would you feel if we told you go back to your country? You know how many black South Africans are here in Zambia? You have any idea? You don't even know, do you? Because you don't care. The black South Africans that are here in Zambia, none of us ever walk up to them and say, you're taking our jobs. We don't do that because we were taught better. Kenneth Kaunda opened the doors to black South Africans and KK, Kenneth Kaunda, offered our country as a safe haven for you. Not heaven, haven. 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 A safe haven. A place where you can come and not worry at night. A place where you can come and lay your head on a bed and not worry about white Boer South Africans. Not worry about apartheid. We gave you that space. We gave you that environment. But what do? You spit in our faces. You call us foreigner. You tell us to go back to our own country. You jokers. You jokers. And you're going to pay for it. You're not going to get away with it. All those people you killing on your streets, oh, it's going to come back, bite you in the butt. That's what it's going to do. It's going to mess you up as a country. You think you're high and mighty now, but oh, I'll tell you what, you're going to pay for it. One way or another, you're going to pay for it. And we're going to watch you go down in flames. That's what we're going to do. That's the truth. You can either like that, love it, loathe it, or hate it. We don't care. Okay? All right. Guys, now you got me all riled up. You got me my heart palpitating. Got me upset, boy. Got me furious. Some of these videos I'm seeing on social media, boy, tell you. And it appears to me that right now, there is no law enforcement in South Africa. There's none. It's like in South Africa, chibe chibe. You know, you got all these Zulus running around those, hoo, and I'm thinking, where are the police? Where is law enforcement? Where? Where is the security? Whatever happened to public safety? Here's my question. But you know what makes me more upset? Is that while black South Africans are hunting down other Africans, the white Boers are sipping tea and drinking champagne. And they're going cheers. The Chinese in South Africa are eating rice with noodles. The Koreans are eating vegetable fried rice. The people over there from Holland, they're walking down the streets like a peacock with their head held high and their shoulders broad and their backs arched. But God forbid that you be a black African from a different country walking down the streets of South Africa. They will lynch you, boy. Those black South Africans lost their minds, boy. Lost their minds. The black South African has now adopted the mantra, if you're white, it's all right. But if you're black, step back. You're going to pay for it, you jokers. You're going to get your comeuppance, and you're not going to get away with it. All right. Well, hey, listen, I was going to talk about something else. I'm not in the mood to talk about anything else. These black South Africans got me twisted, boy. They got me furious. I don't want to talk about anything else. Now I just want to get in my car and go home. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.